was that? What? What's that sound? Where? It's aliens and they're living in your town. Damn. They have arrived. What? They're all around. So many aliens living in your town. Are you scared?
Hello, weirdos. How's everybody doing out there in Weirdo Land?
Good.
Woo, woo, yeah.
Saturday morning.
Get it going.
What is the sound of the Weirdo Posse?
Like, what's our call?
Is it because let's say we take this act on the road, what would we call our fans, and what would be our call? Would it be a boo?
No, not a boo. No.
Yeah, not a boo.
I mean, it might be.
What about a zombie?
It could be the zombie walk.
Vicky, what's your best zombie sound? Do you have one? Come on, start off this podcast with a little bit of zombie
Look
love.
at my face. It's pretty close to zombie right now.
Oh, you look beautiful.
I am so tired.
Becca, give us your best zombie.
Zombies don't talk.
What are you doing right now? Are you Instagramming while we're on the air live?
There's not enough technology going on back here right here.
You told us we need to Instagram more.
Yeah, I mean, that is true.
Okay, well, anybody play my game? Will somebody give me a zombie
I don't-
sound? Okay, at least you tried, Becca. Even though it was terrible, at least you tried.
What is a zombie sound? Zombies don't really make noise.
Denny's.
They're probably,
Thank you, Denny's. That's how a zombie sound. Denny's gets it, man. So, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there was a huge UFO sighting out there in Cincinnati, Ohio. Do you guys see the footage?
No.
Nope.
Now, what it is it's these lights, about 5 or 6 of them, they appear, then they disappear. They appear, they disappear. We're going to go play some audio of somebody who recorded the incident.
and I believe it's a mass sighting, too.
It is a mass sighting. A lot of people called.
See that? Now watch, they come back. Just disappeared, and now they're going to come back. And they didn't go behind the clouds, they were in front of the clouds.
Yeah, there's another one.
Something comes in from the left.
I don't know what that is.
Look at that. So there they are again in a straight row, or at least that's what they appear to be, in a straight row at a slight angle. It's just like they went invisible. You know, and it was still daylight, so if they were some sort of a physical craft, which I'm sure they probably were, how come you couldn't see them?
That is a common sighting. In, out, in, out. It shows it. It disappears. Vicky, is it military? Is it alien?
Well, I mean, I know that you put that poll on your page about how much does the
Government
lie, and I voted, and it was in the 90% when I voted.
Yeah,
So
what
I have
was-
a hard time, I mean, they could be, trying out some experimental aircraft.
So
That's
you're-
my only problem. I'm very suspicious of the government.
You think the government, those are government ships?
To me, if I was going to put a percentage, I'd put 70% government.
Skeptic? Ryan Skeptic?
I don't know. I'm going in my head. Do I hope that they're government or do I hope that they're alien? I don't know what the answer is, because a lot of times I'm like, I hope our government's doing some badass shit military wise that the Russians and everyone else don't know about.
Which would rattle you more? You find out that your own government's doing this, or that there has been aliens?
Aliens.
I think it
Okay.
would be cool if it really were aliens.
Yeah, I don't think
It would be able to
I don't
take-
think anyone would be that surprised if it was revealed that the U.S. government had some crazy invisible shield.
Okay, but
Yeah, I can see
on a
that.
semantics level, even on a moral level, what does rattle you more? The fact that the government would lie to you about something, they are okay with making you think that, oh, it's definitely aliens and it's UFOs, or the fact that there's not, or I'm sorry, the fact that there are aliens out there. What does rattle you?
Well, they could justify it if they are really looking for some kind of new technology that's going to help us in a situation. I think they actually have the right to try it out on the public and the public not know about it. Because
So,
that's the only way you're going to find out if it's effective.
Interesting you say that, because we were just talking about this in the KVJ show where the public did not know that, I mean, would you call it the government, law enforcement, whatever, they were doing a shooting. They did a whole kind of like a dummy shooting scare. It was fake. They infiltrated a whole mall, or I think it was a movie theater, Denny's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, movie theater. Nobody knew. The public didn't know. I guess they had some signs that let the public know, but most people don't read those signs. So if you were at the movie theater and you had no idea.
But that's
this
a little
was
bit
going-
different situation, though.
But that's still the government, or that's still
I know,
they
but,
hired the
but that's
powers that
different
be.
than some lights in the sky. That someone, may or may not believe in aliens. You see some lights, they're there, they disappear. To me, that's not going to cause as much panic as somebody coming in and doing a simulated gun situation.
a fake gun drill.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that? So you're an educator. Do you think if you guys did these gun drills where all of a sudden the kids don't know and you're trying to just like a fire drill,
Right.
the kids think an active shooter's happening.
Right.
Do you think that would do more harm or do more good?
I personally think it would do more harm. I mean, especially at the elementary level.
Agreed.
You know, I mean, yeah, we do our code reds where, you know, we have to lock the doors down and the kids have to be quiet, and then we get the signal to that it's all clear and things like that. But I think actually having where you have people and you think that there's guns out there and stuff like that, I think that's detrimental.
Yeah, I mean, if you're at a movie theater, you're just there to watch Terminator 9, and all of a sudden some guy comes in there with a gun, but it's all fake, and they're just doing a drill. I don't know, man. I think majority of the people are not gonna like that.
No.
I would hate that. Denny's, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I wouldn't like that either. I mean, they would have to tell you that they're doing.
You have to
drills.
tell people that.
Yeah, because the guy could die.
Well, somebody could not know it's a drill and hurt
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
thinking they're helping,
Yeah.
and not even in a bad way for them, just that they actually think they are helping.
Is that how that story went down? They did not really tell the public.
Well, I think they put the signs out and stuff, and I think they put notices out. But like you said, nobody ever looks at those. I mean, they did the work on the front end, but nobody pays attention. You should absolutely do that after hours when there's no chance of people being there. That would be the only way you could do it for your employees.
To me, if that happened, whether it was real or fake, if it was fake, I'm going to get a lot of the same kind of emotions. I'm thinking it's real, so I think I'd be completely fucked when I try to go to bed at nighttime.
Yep.
I think it'd mess with me.
Psychologically, it would definitely mess with people.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can't be putting people through that.
No.
Gotta let the people know.
Well, just we had a faculty meeting the other day, and they said that somebody's going to come in and train us how to do tourniquets. And there were a couple teachers that came to me, and they were freaking out. They're like, I don't want to learn how
Yeah.
to make tourniquets because I might
Blood.
possibly have to save somebody one day. That shouldn't be our focus. Unfortunately, we have to do things like that, but it shouldn't be our focus. We're supposed to be there to teach children, not worry about some crazy person coming in and shooting them up.
Let's up that salary.
Well, that should be done anyway.
Agreed. Well, today is a very interesting day. Hunk of rock will be flying past Earth today. A large meteorite. This is so. About 2 weeks ago, a huge asteroid flew by Earth. Do you guys see this story? It flew by Earth. Nobody knew this thing flew by Earth until a day or half a day, and this thing was so close to hitting Earth. It's the closest a meteorite has almost hit Earth in several years. And today there is a huge meteorite that's flying by Earth.
Yeah, the news doesn't talk about this stuff.
Well,
People
also-
got to tune into the Weird and Whatever podcast to actually get stuff that actually matters. Like everyone else is just talking about the president poop tweeting. We don't hear about anything that's actually important.
Yeah. Well, that one they wonder too, because I mean, science, as much as we have, you can only predict it up to a certain point, and they don't know the trajectory of it. So I mean, you're watching it in hopes, and they probably have a ethical dilemma whether to is it even worth bringing up when it gets to the point that they know for a fact it's going to destroy a city.
So here's the headline for today. And this is such a horrifying headline. Asteroid bigger than the Empire State Building will fly by Earth on August 10th.
Yeah, it's pretty horrifying.
How do they not know this shit's coming? I mean, what are they doing at NASA? All they got to do is look up, right?
Yeah, there's so many ups. Like you have to look up everywhere.
Down.
It's just every
Around.
direction. But plus, I mean, how do we measure out? We have satellites out there, but they can only see so far.
We all get an alert on our text or on our phone that says, you have 12 hours to live. Meteorite coming. You are all #fucked. What do you do with the rest of your day? Let's go with Vicky.
I guess I would spend as much time with my kids and my animals.
Do you eat?
Does it look like I ever choose not to eat?
Don't be
Okay,
so
come on.
hard on yourself.
Yeah,
Oh,
anxiety.
yeah.
You're beautiful. You're
I would
beautiful
go, I would
psychic.
go. I would
You're
go and
beautiful
get.
psychic.
I would go and get whatever our favorites are. Forget about the money. Whatever they wanted, we go to that restaurant and then go to the next one or whatever.
Could
but
you-
basically spend time together.
Could you eat knowing a meteorite's coming to kill
Yes.
it? You could? Beckett, could you eat?
Yeah. I think I would do sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Do you try every drug possible? I mean,
No, just the good ones.
you have 12 hours. Is that how you go?
I've never done cocaine in my life. I probably just do some coke.
Get some blow.
At least I know I'm not gonna have a bad trip. I'm gonna go with the
Yeah, you might
odds.
as well
I mean, I think there's a freedom to what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Right.
go out feeling invincible.
And so, are you a person that, if you do believe in the afterlife, do you believe that if you're a person that's done cocaine or you have sinned on the human level of doing drugs of indulgence, you don't get into a heaven? Do you believe in that?
No,
So you think Keith Richards could absolutely get into heaven?
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Dennis, what are your thoughts? I know you guys.
You just gotta ask for forgiveness.
Repent.
Right as you're dying. Oh, this high is unbelievable. God, please forgive me.
Yeah, I would be bummed out if God's judging people on that aspect. If they're a good person and they decide to use drugs, you know? Because, I mean,
Sure.
if that's only hurting yourself, not anyone else, I mean, that's your decision.
Okay, so Dennis, you have 12 hours on planet Earth. You know it's going to be terrible. Meteorites are coming.
I don't think I'd be able to eat, unfortunately. That would be one thing I'd get rid of.
I think I don't eat, and I love me some food. I think I'd be so mentally clanked.
Well, it's just like when you're fifth in line for something, like a speech or something that you're dreading.
Yes.
I mean, the time ticks by. Your hands are so sweaty. I couldn't even eat in that situation. The last thing I want is food. I can imagine the world ending would be a
It'd be
similar
interesting to
feeling.
see how society navigated that. Like, is it mass anarchy, or people killing
Totally.
each other, or people real sweet?
But why would there be anarchy? You literally have 12 hours. You're going to break into a thrift shop and steal a desk or a TV?
Well, that's true.
For what? You know, at that point I think more people would go on the pleasure device
Yeah.
of let's
Hedonism.
just do it, baby.
And then after the 12 hours, the meteor misses us, and everyone's like, "Oh shit!"
Everything's really awkward.
I got something to tell you.
How awkward would that be? That could be a sitcom.
Well, that's what happened in Hawaii. Was it Hawaii or Alaska?
No, Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, everyone thinks this missile's coming to kill Hawaii.
Yeah.
Oh, that was messed
Everyone's
up.
Yeah.
texting everybody, oh my gosh, I have something to confess to you. I cheated on you 3 times, but I love you. No missile. Never mind. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to tell you that.
I like how I don't even know. We followed kind of up on what happened with that guy, and I don't even know if he
He got fired.
did get fired.
I'm almost 99. I'm pretty sure he did.
Shouldn't you get something more than fired for like making a whole area think they're gonna die?
Little jailing, or at least a little Game of Thrones. You have to walk down a street.
Or you have to
and
wear
people throw garlic at you.
Like you got to wear only a shirt that says "I suck" for like a month. Like I don't know, something like that.
I don't know, but yeah. So if you're listening right now on Saturday, August 10th, there's an asteroid coming for our ass. Go eat a pizza, bitches.
Is that today?
Yeah,
That's today. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
there's,
all right.
there's an asteroid.
Freaking today, there's one.
Today there's an asteroid, an Empire State Building type asteroid.
I imagine there's tons of those that just go. I mean, if they're not even close enough to kill us, I'm sure they're just like,
kind
no
of.
point even
This
doing
article's kind of saying this was kind of a big one.
it. Yeah.
Well, the one about 10 days ago that was flying by Earth. If you go Google asteroid nearly misses Earth that they just found out, it is kind of alarming how close it came to Earth. They said it would have been the equivalent of a pretty large nuclear blast.
Wow.
Oh, well, so if space is frictionless and things if they get thrown into a trajectory, they just continue infinite until they hit something.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty much a good chance we're going to get hit by a bunch of these throughout the course of, not our lifetime, but just multiple lifetimes. If they have, we've had meteorites hit Earth before and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
but if you're talking, it's only been 10 days since the last one.
I mean, it sounds like
And
the
here we are
frequency.
again. This is kind
And I
of a
believe
pattern.
last year I read a story that was similar about it, one that they debated about even mentioning because it was like very close.
This is the kind of shit I'm talking about. I feel like just the world is so divided. I mean, I'm not. I don't think I'm reinventing the wheel by saying that. I feel like we need an asteroid coming towards Earth
To
with,
bend.
with mean aliens that want to just motherfuck planet Earth.
Yeah, Mad Max style.
Just
coming
Mad
in.
Max. People.
That would be
from-
rough.
People, and we have to band together as humans.
Mm-hmm.
That's. But then all of a sudden, kind of like your last scenario, the last minute, oh, it was an accident. They're not coming. It's not happening. I think we're soft as a society, and I
Yeah.
think we are yelling at each other about dumb shit And I feel like it's seriously fucking up us emotionally.
Yeah, well, that's basic psychology. We've talked about it before. Like drill sergeants, like that's one of the things they do is they cause an outside stressor, fraternity brothers during Hell Week, and they do whatever. And then the people that have that outside pressure kind of bond together to get through it. And it's like, you grew up playing high-level baseball. You play against this guy on another team. He's the star guy, and you hate him. You're like, oh, he's such a dick. And then he gets on your all-star team for South Florida. You're like, oh, yeah. Joe's a pretty cool guy, you know?
So that guy you're talking about, I thought he was so cool because we played in the same all-star team, and then he totally hooked up with my girlfriend.
Oh, man.
So you know what?
That's how cool he was.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
Terrible example.
But Aliens Coming, like your earlier question, it's such a TBD. Like, you never don't really know. Like, it could be the most beautiful experience ever,
Yeah.
or it could be hellacious. But I agree with you that that's the only way that we would quickly and automatically get world peace
What if aliens
amongst the countries.
aliens arrive and they're not even hostile? In fact, they just give people orgasms all the time.
Well, you know what?
like nonstop.
And then you know what would happen if they were not hostile and they were all cool like that? We would end up doing something terrible to them.
You're right.
And I am not I'm not trying to be a pessimist. I just know that 20% of evil of human really, really does suck.
What if Aliens Coming got rid of the male race? What if the aliens said, hey, women of Earth, you don't have to be oppressed anymore. We can provide you guys a way for ultimate pleasure. You can here's a way to have kids without men. They basically brought technology in a way that men are obsolete.
So now you sound like 60% of the media out there that want to try a sexist war. And I feel like men need women, women need men. We need everybody.
Hypothetically, what?
I think majority of the people would say they don't like that because I think
Psychologically.
I think most people know. I really do believe this. Most people know we need each other. I
Right.
do. The media, and we are in the media. In fact, I have an email that's going to address this that calls all of us out. But the media, a percentage of the media wants to divide us, and it's all about clicks. It's all about ratings, money, and some of the things that really, really get ratings are pitting the sex against each other, pitting race against each other.
Because people get vocal about it, and it gets more interaction.
And what it does, it does, in my opinion, being in the media, it does a lot of damage because a lot of people look to the media as their guide, it's insane. The people in my personal life, I can't believe the shit they cite that they believe.
Yeah.
And a lot of people base their decisions on a lot of the media. In fact, let me go ahead and just read this email because it does call us out. It says, Dear Weird Whatever, how bad do you think our government and media sources are when it comes to lying to us? You guys, all of you, are part of the media. How do we know y'all aren't lying to us? For example, Jaybird says he sees ghosts. How do we know that? He has no proof. Bird, you're a radio entertainer. Of course, you're going to say you see some shit to get people to tune in. Vicky, well, you claim to be some kind of psychic. How do we know you're really a psychic? Why? Because a few people say you gave them a good reading? Big fucking deal. Denny's, you talk about pot. You claim that you have all of this knowledge about pot, but do you really know what you're talking about? I've done some research and you've been wrong. Why are you the pot guru and the all-knowing of weed? And Beckett. Well, Beckett, dude, you sucked on The Bachelorette and your laugh can't be real.
It's as real as Disney's weed is.
My point is, aren't you guys just as guilty as these other phonies y'all talk trash about? Just saying, #hypocrites. Ben from Deerfield Beach. Okay, well, there's a lot to digest on that. Vicky, he called you out for being some kind of fake-ass psychic. What is your... Because we have a percentage of people that think we're just a bunch of dirty hippies,
Right.
other than Beckett.
That's fine, but guess what? They have the option not to listen to us.
Oh, I completely
You know, I mean
agree.
that would be my answer for anything in there. If you don't think that we're legit, if you don't think we're honest, don't listen. There's plenty of other media that you can listen to. You know, that would be my thing.
Final statement? Locking it in?
#don't care, Ben.
By the way, Ben's kind of a dicky name. Ben, I don't know.
Yeah,
Denny's.
no, I mean,
Yeah, you pot liar.
Yeah.
What is your response? Because we get some emails about that stuff.
Oh, totally. Well, I mean, it's a weird thing in any sort of media platform, anywhere where you've got some sort of audience, I guess you could say, in the sense that you're always trying to just tell people what you've learned or what you've decided is right or wrong, and then you try to get people that have common interests or common beliefs and things to band together and form like a listener base or a group or whatever. But I mean, it's always there's a guilt that comes with, I guess, media just giving out information because you never know quite what you're giving out is correct. You do your best to research it. And at times you feel like you're feeding the machine, you're feeding the problem, but it's also your livelihood. So it's a weird dichotomy to live in.
For sure. Okay, Becky, go ahead. You respond to your
think
fake
it-
laugh. And
Unfortunately, the laugh is real. Maybe that's why I did so bad on The Bachelorette. That and my dad jokes. But I think that it has to come bottom up, or having organic in the grocery store. It didn't exist until the consumers wanted it, until there was a demand for
Until
it.
there's an
Right.
audience.
and you're talking about just content in general.
Content, I think that unfortunately people provide what the public wants, right? And so if the public has enough of a problem with it, whether it's labeling packages for GMOs or having something organic or having certain things with global warming, with climate change, it's got to come from the bottom up. It's harder to just for all the media to say, oh, well, we're going to take less ratings because we're going to have a attack of our conscience right now. That's less realistic than saying the public demands, hey, you can't say embellishments, we're going to make rules against this, and it's got to be bottom up, I guess, in my opinion. It's their fault. It's
Yeah.
not I guess it's both sides have culpability. But.
They're giving the people what they want.
Right.
Do the people just want shitty things,
Sure. I mean, that's why Bad Baby, is that who Bad Baby?
Bad Baby.
Bad Baby's got an audience.
Cash Me Outside Girl.
Cash Me Outside Girl has,
Danielle Brugelli.
she's got an audience, and that makes me so mad.
But I mean, is that Free Enterprise America?
Oh, no.
She created an audience.
Oh,
But ethically, is it right
Literally,
to
I'm not-
stain and tarnish?
I don't think I'm hating the player. I think I'm hating the game.
Yeah,
my
it's the
friend.
game. The
And
game sucks.
And that's my
openly,
point.
I'm openly admitting that. I hate the game sometimes.
And that's my point. And if the people, the public, have that big of a problem with the game, then they should make proposals to change the rules.
No, I don't think the game should change.
No?
No. I mean, I think Bad Baby, Cash Me Outside Girl, she deserves a platform. And if she can nail it and get an audience, she deserves that. She deserves that. But on the other side, I have the right to fucking condemn Bad Baby
Yeah.
and say,
Right.
this is terrible. This is garbage. You guys are sheep.
Right.
I mean, I have that. I mean, that's what it's about. The other thing I would say to Ben from Deerfield, who wrote that email, I would say, Ben, absolutely question everything we say. You should. You should question everything
Yeah.
you hear in the media. Yeah, you should not believe me just on my stories about ghosts. You shouldn't believe me about anything unless you maybe get to meet me personally or you have your own experience. I will say this, Ben. The reason why I wanted to do this Weird Whatever podcast was because I have had ghost experience. I happen to be a person that is in the media, but I have had ghost experience. I have. I've had weird experience. I've had deja vu. I've had psychic experience. I've had all that kind of stuff. And I've had many people email me to tell me they've had that same kind of thing. And like Vicky said, you don't have to listen. That's completely fine too. But I mean, that's part of the game. I mean, definitely question everything. And of course, me being in the media, of course, I definitely want to make things entertaining. Yeah. I'm not going to get anything on the air that sucks. Neither would Kevin, neither would Virginia, neither would Denny's.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that. We're going to put the best of the best. And it doesn't always hit.
Yeah.
We can
It's
swing
an
and miss.
experiment.
Believe me, there's been plenty of things just this week alone where I've tried, hasn't worked out, but that's part of the game. You have to take a chance when you are in the public eye, and you have to take your lumps when you're in the public eye, Denny's.
It always feels like the stuff you want to succeed the most always is the one that does the least. And then the stuff that it's just an odd thing about the stuff that you don't put as much effort in always seems to do better. As far as like when you're submitting ideas or working on a song,
Creative process is interesting.
it's you just never know what's going to stick to
Well,
the wall.
my favorite are the people who've never taken a chance creatively, but sit back on their fat ass and just say, "Hey, you fucking
Well,
suck." You
that's
know?
why
Okay, well,
People love that.
That's why
well, what have you done?
creative people are bitches, man, because they're putting their emotions out. Anything
Yeah.
you put that you care out and it gets bashed, it hurts you internally because that's your guts.
Oh, anybody that says they don't care when they put something out that gets bashed, they are a flat out liar.
Right.
If we put a podcast out and let's say there's 3 terrible comments on YouTube about Vicky, man, I love the podcast, but man, Vicky really brought it down. Then there's 9 likes on that, and then there's another comment go, yeah, Vicky, what's up? She was terrible. You're gonna probably take that a little bit personal because you have pride in what you do,
Right.
and
Right.
that's okay. You can admit that.
Yeah. I mean, we're all human beings. We have feelings. But, like, to a certain degree, though, you have to, if you're doing something, and I'll take the whole psychic thing. If I'm doing something and I'm doing it to try to help people, and I've helped a certain number of people, whether you think I just got lucky by what I said or whatever, I'm not going to give it up because there's people who are questioning. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe I'm psychic or not. Because the people who need me and the people who have been helped by me, they will find their way to me. So I don't have to, like, it really doesn't bother me that much, #Ben, because
Yeah, Ben. Are you listening, Ben? We know you are.
because the people who really, want the help and that they'll find their way to me, whether there's a million Bens out there or not.
And there's different kinds of critique on the creative process too. Like there's a critique that could be just to try to hit my ego, and there could be an actual like critique like Ryan doesn't ask good follow-up questions to Denny. Like that would be a critique on how I actually interact on the podcast, not about how goofy my hair looks or laugh is.
It never looks goofy, Ben. My gosh, it looks good.
Because those things would hurt my ego, right? But more something if I really cared about what I did in the creative process and the actual interaction in the meat of the podcast. I think I would take that and be like, well, maybe Ben's right. Maybe I need to improve.
Well, those are the ones that hurt.
And use that and get better.
I will say that, and we're going to wrap up this and get to another topic, but if you're in your 20s and you're listening to this, just know you start to not really give a frog's fat ass what people start.
Oh, it's the greatest feeling ever.
It is. That is the one cool thing. You may get droopier titties and hair in odd places and wrinkles in odd spots, but you start to not give a shit.
Yeah, it's great.
And that part is kind of free.
It's so cool. And the other thing that Ben and people like that in the audience need to consider is that you need to consider the source, right? I mean, you go to The Daily Show on Comedy Central because you want to have some information, but you want to have some comedy and entertainment around it. You want to drill down and actually figure out what's on the congressional floor. You listen to NPR, read the New York Times. Like it's a totally different, the morning show, they're going to give you the dirt of the day.
The highlights.
Three
Unfortunately.
times a
the
fucking
highlights,
show.
But
3 times a show?
Used to be 4.
3 times, Kevin?
But
3?
they're going to make you laugh while you're stuck in traffic, in the morning, and you're going to have a good time with it. So, people need to also consider what they're listening to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, don't listen to this podcast or the KVJ show if you want to.
If you want news.
Yeah. Okay, dear Weird and Whatever, my boyfriend, this is a good Vicky question. My boyfriend believes in ghosts, and I do not. He brings it up in front of my friends, and I get really embarrassed. We have been together for a year, and I'm wondering if this love of his ghost will ruin our relationship. He stopped having sex with me the other night because he said Craig the ghost was in the room watching. First off, that's really creepy. Second, my boyfriend sounds like a Looney Tune. Could you stay with someone like this? Big fan of the podcast, Linda from Port St. Lucie. And no, that's not my real name. All right, Vicky, is her boyfriend a freak show?
I was in his corner until like he stopped having sex because of the ghost in the corner.
Craig the ghost
Craig?
is watching, Vicky.
Yeah, that he had me right up until then.
He ghosted her.
Creepy Craig.
I mean, you have to let a person whatever a person believes in. If they believe in it, you have to let them. Now, you could say gently, "Could you please not bring it up at dinner tonight because our friends think you're a Looney Tunes." If it interferes with your sex life, I think probably we need to find out a little bit more about him.
Are you saying break up with Craig?
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm saying I'm
A year.
saying-
We spent 12 months with this guy.
I'm saying I'm a little concerned at this point because even if he does see the ghost in the corner, he should just keep his mouth shut about it.
Beckett, you're making the chicken neck face. Why?
Because you're out. You're out. He cut her off because of a ghost in the corner.
Craig the ghost.
Yeah.
There's a name to it.
No.
It's like a tax guy's name. It's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, if there was none of that crazy stories around it, and you just stopped having sex in a relationship, and you're not engaged, you're not married, you don't have kids, and like you have a horrible sex life for a year, that's reason enough just to be gone.
Denny's.
Yeah.
Jen tells you we have to stop having sex because
Craig?
Connie the ghost
Connie.
is in the corner. Just looking at you knitting some shit, looking at you.
Even just the fact that it's named Connie, I'm gone.
Yeah, both seen
I don't
it.
have to hear that every day.
So so it happens one time, and then what? A week
Well,
later,
just-
and then it happens again. And
Okay,
I'm like,
it's Friday night. It's after one of our events.
all right.
Denny's got a case of the hornies.
As it happens after events.
You're real. You're real hashtag horny. And you and Jen are getting it on, and she's like, Denny's, because she calls you Denny's, clearly. In the thrills of passion.
Yes.
She says, oh, producer Denny's. Oh my gosh, Connie, the ghost, is in the corner. She's looking at us. Get off me. I just can't. I just can't.
Can't even.
I'd be like, Connie the ghost, what you doing?
She's
like she's crocheting.
She's knitting it, looking all angry as she's knitting at you.
I probably so after I realized she was serious, a lot of the passion would have disappeared, and I'd be like, so there's really a ghost here in this room, and she says yes. I'd have to sleep on it.
That's Friday night. Okay. All of a
That's
sudden,
what I'm saying. A couple days go by.
All of a sudden, it's Wednesday. It's hump night. Denny's got all of his work done. Little wine flowing, drinking
All
some
right.
Yellowtail from Publix. They had a deal, 2 for 1.
All right.
It's just you and Jen. You guys are starting to
And she-
get it on. And then all of a sudden, oh shit, here comes Connie the ghost.
Dude, I don't know, man.
Denny's,
I'd have to go to
Denny's, producer Denny's, get your meat hooks off me. Connie the ghost is here.
First, I would call a Ghostbuster.
Vicky.
I would try that out. I would say, I'd be like, Vicky, you gotta look. Jen says there's a ghost crocheting. We have to stop. that."
Question. After that Wednesday, because I feel like on Friday you don't say anything to me, but that second time on a Wednesday,
Second time.
going into that Thursday, like during the morning show, it's just me and you hanging out before the show starts. Do you bring that up to me?
I probably would after about a week.
He's gonna be Schmiegel like
I
at
have
that
a-
point.
I have a real high tolerance, so I would try to have somebody come out and look to see if there's spirits or malicious entities, and I would go through the process and see if that fixes it. If we get through that, then it'd have to move to a therapy standpoint, I'd
Yeah.
say.
Well, to
and
me,
then
I'm-
after that,
I'm a little suspicious because he says Craig the ghost. He refers to Craig as the ghost. So if this man really has some ability and he can actually see spirits, he wouldn't be calling him Craig the ghost.
Is it possible that he has LP and he is just trying to divert?
limp peen.
Yep, Denny's limp peen. Is that possible?
I mean, that would be
He
the
just,
oddest.
he's like,
Yeah.
oh man, I'm going down. Ah, Craig the ghost. Is that possible? Beckett, you're awfully quiet.
He wins for creativity if
yeah,
that's the case.
nobody would ever contest the LP.
I guess anything's possible. Then you just go get some Viagra.
Some people are very embarrassed by that.
Why?
Well, it shows a sign. It's kind of like the guy who hits home runs at age 40 that's on steroids. He's jacking home runs, but is it really his natural ability?
Nah, I've taken it just for fun. Why not?
Viagra or steroids?
Viagra.
Okay.
Yeah, I took Cialis once just for
Oh,
the S's and G's.
I definitely took Cialis once, and all I'm saying is, do the research, boys. It works, and holy shit,
Yeah.
it's a false self. Look at this. Your wife joined the chat room. Let's see
What's she saying?
Let's see what your wife Jen has to say. There's no way I'm not going to bring up Connie the ghost on a regular basis.
Next time she's
from
gonna
now on.
look what you've done now, because she will do that.
People are loving that she's in the chat room stirring it up a bit.
That's amazing.
I think it might be time for some Denny's
Random
Facts.
I love it. I love the cheers.
Yes, that's our new song.
I feel like we need a graphic leading into that.
I would agree with that. With this song, it's coming. We're going to get there.
We'll make one. So I found this is just a funny fact. that I thought I'd bring to the table for you guys. In England, there's a town called Shitterton, but they kept getting their sign stolen. In fact, they had it in their budget to pay for having their sign replaced in their taxes. And in 2010, they decided to solve this problem once and for all by what? What do you guys think they finally did?
Changing the name?
You would think so. Instead, they bought a 1.6-ton concrete slab and etched the name into it so nobody could ever steal it again.
That's amazing.
So they still have the town name of Shitterton.
That's amazing.
Shit.
Dude, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah. Well, where's that at again? What?
England.
Shit, it's in England.
Yeah, you would have thought they just changed the name, but no, they did not. So I thought that was just a random ass
Vicky.
fact.
I like
you
that.
guys.
That's an A.
So again, if you're just tuning in for the first time, Vicky, our educator, she grades Denny's random facts. What do you get? You get that an
Oh,
A?
that's an
It's
A.
an A. Yeah,
That's
it's
an
an
A.
A.
This one I just found and thought was random. Some people might know this, but pearls melt in vinegar.
Wow, our audience is. Where's our audience at? Yeah. I love it.
So some people might have known it, but that was actually a way they used in the past to test authenticity of pearls. Because if you throw them in vinegar, they would develop little bubbles on them. If they didn't, that meant they were false pearls. But I guess the compound, the calcium compound that they're designed from, disintegrates by acidic things. So you could also use like orange juice as well. But vinegar is clear. That's why they used it.
That's another A.
That's an A.
That's an A. I think that's interesting.
I'm giving a B plus.
All right, I get
I
it.
trailed off a little bit.
Well, good. This one's for you then, Bird.
I'm just kidding. I loved it, and I love you, baby.
All right, well, thanks. Mountain Dew, I bring this one to the table as a lover of Mountain Dew.
Oh, a former.
Former lover.
I
Every
still-
now and then, though, you
I
do get one.
I still love it, and anytime I drink Mountain Dew, I'm not even kidding you, my eyes roll back because I have a taste bud orgasm.
Really?
It's
So I don't drink soda ever, but
It's-
Mountain Dew, if you have like once every 3 months, it literally is almost orgasmic.
the first 5 gulps of Mountain Dew. If you haven't had one in a while, you're just like
For some
it's-
reason.
I mean, it's so good.
Now I know what I'm doing tonight. I have some Mountain Dew in my closet.
Ow, Vicky!
Does Diet
Yeah, Vicky.
does Diet Mountain Dew do the same thing?
Hey, fuck! Get out of my house, Beckett. Get out of my
I was
house.
wondering, is it the flavor? Is it the sugar?
Diet Mountain Dew.
I wonder
that-
what it is. It's so crisp.
Oh, Denny's.
Like it like shakes your insides.
Can you give me an impromptu haiku about Mountain Dew? Go.
Let's see. Mountain Dew. Dew from the mountain. Dew Mountain Dew. I think it's 3, 6,
I don't
4.
care. I don't care. It sounded so good, baby.
There's 2 different kinds. I can't remember. I was on the spot.
My man nailed it. That was
great.
That was real good.
I had to count it.
Man, give me fucking goosebumps.
Well, so Mountain Dew was originally slang for Mountain Brewed, which was a popular soda chaser for whiskey, and it was Mountain Brewed Moonshine. It was actually made as a chaser for whiskey back in the bootleg days.
I love it. A plus.
That's what. So next time you're drinking whiskey, pair it with some Mountain Dew. Try it out.
I have whiskey here.
Oh, it's funny. You like Jameson.
Vicky, you want to get a little whiskey Saturday with me?
You want to get dirty?
Yeah, but do you have the Dew?
I don't. Mountain don't.
Let's see. Another just super weird random fact. One of the oldest children's lullabies was found on an ancient Babylonian tablet, probably around somewhere 2000 BC. But rather than being suing, they looked into the words. You know, like the baby will fall, you know, that nursery rhyme we have? It's kind of down the same way. This one almost has menacing tone to it. And this is what they used to sing to kids. It's actually about a threat from a family god. So I'll read it to you, kind of just to hear how old kids' melodies went. Little baby in a dark house, you have seen the sunrise, but why are you crying? Why are you screaming? You have disturbed the house god. Who disturbs me, says the house god. It is the baby that I have disturbed you. Who has scared you? Well, you have scared me, said the house god. The baby, I will not disturb you. I will not scare you. I will not distress you. You are making noises like a drunkard, though. Could you please stand still so I can go back to sleep? Call the baby now, says the house god. What a weird
Yeah.
lullaby. Calm me
But
down.
try to sing it though. You were just doing spoken word. Sing
Little
it.
baby in a dark house. Have you seen the sunrise? Why are you crying? Why are you screaming? I don't know if it went like that, but You could actually turn that in. And this is the final one I'll leave you guys with today.
Oh, real quick. Vicky, can you beatbox?
Really?
Give it a shot.
Give it a shot. Just try.
No, I
Come
can't.
on.
Saturday.
5
You
seconds.
know that I do not have a musical bone in my
There's
body.
a
We gotta-
big ass asteroid going by.
My goal for 2019 into 2020, open you up a little bit more.
All right, well, just let's
that's
gradually do that.
Sounded terrible.
Open up, Vicky.
Sounded a little perverted. I'm so sorry, Vicky.
So, all right, this one kind of spawns off into a question for each of you guys. And some people might have heard this story, but I just thought it was pretty funny. In 2013, Britney Spears' music was used by a British naval officer to ward off Somalian pirates in the east coast of Africa. According to one of the officers, as soon as they started blasting Britney Spears, a lot of the pirates would then run away because they hated the sound of the music.
Is that real?
It is real. I fact-checked it.
Well, there was that one story. This woman was getting attacked by a cougar, and she started playing Metallica, and the cougar went off. So,
So I propose to you guys, what would be the band or musician that would repel you? If your neighbor was trying to get you to leave your house and move to another city, what music could they blast all day?
so easy. I got that boom, boom, pow. I got
Black
that
Eyed
boom, boom.
Peas?
People in the place. Yes, 2000 and late. I fucking hate that song. I do not like the Black Eyed Peas. If you play that, I am a running.
Yeah.
Vicky, what about you?
Well, it might be a little unpopular for me to say this, but I hate with a passion. No, I dislike. I am not into Beyonce. Anything having to do with her.
Oh, we were just
I
talking-
I am not going anywhere near that house.
You don't like
I
Beyonce
do
at all?
not like her at all.
Beckett, what about you?
Anything that would play at an EDC conference.
What does that mean?
Like the
Techno?
yeah, like Ultra. Like if I was at Ultra, like if I had a condo next to Ultra,
That's so funny.
That's where me and you connect,
Oh,
man.
he hates
I absolutely hate it. Oh, I hate techno and I hate EDM.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'd be Buck Cherry. You know that band?
Is that I'm a crazy bitch?
Yeah.
Crazy bitch.
Yeah, dude, I hate that band.
That was like the most popular strip club song for a while.
Oh, I mean, of course.
Weird.
Yeah.
But really, no, I hate that song.
I love it. I'd like to get Ariel, our producer, up here for this email to get her opinion along with Beckett and Vicky. Denny's, get the fuck out of here. No, I'm just kidding. Totally just kidding. So here's the email. It says, Dear Weird Whatever, should I break up with my boyfriend? He told me that he had sex with a ghost. By the way, I don't know if these emails are real. People just send them to me, and the ones that catch my attention, I mean, this one caught my attention. Should I break up with my boyfriend? He told me that he had sex with a ghost. I feel like that's cheating. He says it's not cheating because the ghost took advantage of him. I asked him if he liked it, and he said, oh, you liked it very much. I'm beyond hurt by all this. Do you think what he did was considered cheating? Andrea from Lake Worth. Ariel, what are your thoughts on that? You're dating a guy, you love him, he's hot, he's got abs, he smells great, he knows how to cook, and then he tells you that he had sex with a ghost and he liked it. Are you hurt?
No, because one, I'm alive and that ghost is dead, and that ghost could have been a man. He doesn't know.
No, he knows it's a girl. I edited down the email. He does know it's a girl. Yes.
I don't like to share, but again, they're dead.
You're really not mad about that?
No.
And he said he loved it.
Okay. Dead. Still dead.
Okay. Beckett, the girl you're dating, you love her, and she's like, oh my gosh, this ghost really just better than you, Beckett. Mm-hmm. What do you get mad?
I want to say I want to watch.
You want to watch?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna call her bluff.
Okay, so
Don't you think that's a good way to call her
so
bluff?
you don't believe her then?
Yeah, I probably don't believe her, but I want to see. But then it's basically yeah.
Ariel, do you believe your boyfriend?
Sure. Yeah.
You do believe that?
I would.
You
I've
would-
I've seen Scary Movie 3, 4, whichever one. Tori Spelling was having sex with a ghost.
Yes, but,
Really?
but do you think that can really happen? Do you
Probably.
really think ghosts can have sex with people?
Probably. It's an energy. Yeah. Why not?
Vicky, What were
What
you?
would I do? I would call my friend Rich, who's a demonologist. That's the first thing I do, and check, because most of the time, if you're dealing with a spirit that's actually having contact like that, you're dealing with an incubus or a succubus, which is more along the demonic line. So I got to go technical on this, and I'm calling in a demonologist.
So you don't dump him. It's not a
No,
deal breaker.
no,
Even though he expresses how much he loved it.
Right. Well, of course he would. He would if it's
Is
an
ghost
incubus.
sex is ghost sex unbelievable? From what you?
Well, I'm just saying, if it were like an incubus or a succubus, they're trying to get that connection,
you
so they're going to be awesome.
Do you prefer a succubus over incubus?
They're both demonic.
Well, let me ask.
One's for male, one's for
Let me
female.
ask everyone on the count of 5. Say I if you would, or say nay if you would not. Who here, at least one time, it would be the best feeling. Who here would have sex with a ghost? 1, 2, 3.
Nay.
Nay. If it's a demon,
Look at the guys.
Hold on. I said I. Becky, what did you say?
I said I.
Vicky?
Nay.
Ariel? Nay. Brittany? Nay. Denny's? You can't?
I'm all ringed up.
If you weren't ringed up, if you were single.
Fuck yeah.
Denny's, if you did not hear that, he said F yeah. Okay, very good. Just wanted to see where you guys' heads were at with that one.
Is that technically safe sex? Because like you, in theory,
You
right?
could end up possessed. I don't think that's safe.
Get them ghost warts.
or with a vampire baby.
I have no idea.
Can't see him.
Very, very good. Very good, Becky. You're right. So you're right. You're fine. Okay. How long have we been going on this podcast, Denny? Do you know? 48? 42?
47.
Okay, very good. All right, thank you.
Math.
Here is a Denny's. Here's a question for you. A Texas woman captured photos and videos of an unusual nature scene outside her home. A huge spider eating a bat trapped in its web. This spider is so friggin' freaky. And now Denny's is petrified of spiders. And when I say that, if a spider is dropping down from his door, my man can't move. He shivers like a little bitch. He almost weeps at times.
I'm not a fan of, especially large spiders.
Are we able to put that picture up? If we can, the spider eating a fucking bat.
Oh God, how bummed are you?
Are you guys? What's your fear level with spiders?
Yeah, what's your phobia?
0.
0. Because spiders do not scare me at all.
They scare me. But I like walk by them and I don't freak out.
Okay, Becca, what is something? What's a fear that, without a doubt, paralyzes you, other than commitment?
Ooh, got the sweats. I don't know. The alien thing, like real aliens, like I've said before, like that really freaks me out.
But you don't walk through life afraid of aliens. You have to walk through life being afraid of something. Everybody is. What is your? Let's break down the walls. What scares Beckett? Oh, you have no fear.
I mean, I have fear, but
What
like,
is it?
I don't have like a phobia. I wouldn't say.
Bullshit.
Dark water. I hate dark water.
Okay,
that
there-
freaks me out.
dark-
And sharks. I think I would love surfing, and one of the reasons that I haven't really gotten into surfing is I have a.
There you
fear-
go. Sharks. That's
Yeah.
that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Snakes.
You are afraid of snakes.
Yes.
So
I'm working on it. Like, I don't kill them now when I see them. Because if
How
I
would you-
saw a snake, I would kill them.
how would you kill it?
With a shovel.
Oh gosh.
You gotta decapitate
Like
it.
medieval.
Yeah.
That's some medieval shit. You witch. All right, so snakes is yours.
Oh, yeah. I
All right,
cannot stand
Denny's.
them.
What spiders?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then mine would be tall buildings or wide open spaces.
The moon.
The moon really doesn't scare me. The concept of the moon scares
When it's
me.
big and looming.
There was one time I was driving down Military Trail in Palm Beach Gardens, and I had to make a left onto Holly Drive. If you're from that area, you'll know what I'm talking about. I had no idea that this kind of moon existed. I was about 19, 20, 21 years old. It was coming out of the ground. It was so
Yeah.
big. Have you ever seen that kind of moon?
The harvest moon.
Holy shit. I did not know that was a thing. I thought the moon, I mean, as dumb as I sound, I thought it was all going down. I thought the moon fell out of the sky or we were off our axis. That shit scared the shit out of me.
I could see that because
Yeah,
it's not
Over-
something you see every day, and it is huge, and it seems so close to the ground.
It's overwhelming, and I mean, when I was younger, I didn't pay attention to anything in school. I didn't know that shit was going down. I'm making a left all of a sudden. I have a pizza in my car,
Right.
And then I'm driving into the moon,
Right.
Denny's, what the shit?
Yeah, no, I mean, it reminds you how small you really are.
Yes, as when I stand by the ocean, Denny's.
Yeah, another vast item.
It humbles a man.
All
Okay.
that stuff should.
Has fear ever held you back from doing something in your life? And,
Cer-
Oh,
and if
totally.
so, dig deep. What did it stop you from doing, Vicky?
Beatboxing.
Yeah.
You're right. You are absolutely right. You are afraid to look silly.
I am because I like I said, as far as anything musically or whatever, I don't have like a preset notion in my head of what it should sound like and what I should do to create
But
it.
don't cop out with just the music. Any of my goofy games where you have to impersonate.
Well, I don't play games. That's my thing. Even as a child, I never played games. So
But wouldn't you say the reason why you don't do that stuff is you're afraid it's not going to come off?
it's gonna sound really, really horrible.
And okay, let's explore that for a second. What's the worst thing that happens if you do something that comes off horrible and terrible and publicly dumb? What's the worst thing that happens?
Nothing. Everybody gets a good laugh
Yeah,
about it. I mean, that's really nothing major.
When you break down fear, and I'm talking down 90% of fear. If you really break it down, it's all in your head. It really is.
It's also a muscle, I think. The more you do things that you're afraid of, the more you're okay with doing it.
But most people don't, though.
Right.
Most people are so paralyzed by their fear.
Yeah.
They don't do the thing in their soul they know they want to do, but because of fear, that voice saying, you're stupid, you're dumb, everyone's going to laugh at you, that keeps you down. And that really, that keeps 90%, in my opinion, of people ever achieving what they really want to do in life. They're so afraid to look dumb.
100%
Because-
agree with that.
I have no problem. Like, I give presentations at work. I do work, I conduct workshops, all that kind of stuff. I speak, I do this. That does not bother me. But to ask me to produce any kind of musical sound, that just, even if I could carry a tune, I wouldn't be able to at that moment.
Well, I think too, not only the musical thing, I think a lot of people they get weird and shy and kind of put back when you ask them to perform and do something on the fly. On the fly. Denny's learned really quick with me that I'm going to do that a lot to him.
Yes.
At first, he was like, what?
I was like, wait.
Now, if you notice, anytime I throw anything at him, he just says, fuck it, I'm just going to go do it.
Yeah.
And it comes off. He nails it.
That's why some people do those improv classes. Like, it's actually really helps to build that skill.
Well, I think in life you do have to do things that make you uncomfortable. Have you ever dreaded something and not done it and felt guilty because you cowered down to fear?
100%.
And then there's other times where you force yourself to do it and then you're laying back in your bed and you're going, oh man, I'm so glad I did that.
Yeah.
There's almost literally a drug feeling of euphoria that you were able to do that.
Yeah.
And that's usually always how it plays out. Not all the time,
Not,
all the
not
time.
always.
but-
Not always.
but
No, you
that's
can
how
take a
you
chance and
learn.
you could
But
fail.
that's usually how it plays out. When you're taking that warm shower, when you just bailed on something and you quit, like that feeling is a regretful feeling. And then when you don't do something, and like you have that, but when you do, like you said, you have that endorphin rush.
I do feel like too, some people, they get the message. They either lose a loved one or they almost die, and it clicks for them, and they go, you know what? I'm gonna do whatever I love, and there are gonna be people who say I suck. They're gonna say they don't believe in what I do. They're gonna say shut the fuck up, but they're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
That's a gift, and I would challenge everyone to get to that place. I know it's hard, but I would challenge everyone to get, because I think once you get to that place, it is a lot of peace and not a lot of anxiety.
Well, people have to
honestly.
decide on their path in life. Do they want to be internally happy or externally happy? If you're happy by external things, I believe it's sugar highs, right? It's like a lot of people like your Instagram post. That's like an external satisfaction. But if you do something that maybe no one knows about, but it internally makes you feel better, that's way more sustainable and better over the long run.
Andrew's got a comment in the chat room. Andrew Begman or Beegman or Bedgman or Begeman. I'm sure I got one of those wrong. regretted doing stuff in front of important people. Yeah, I mean, that is the chance in life. Sometimes you can't.
Well, that's how you learn.
That
You
is
gotta
how you
take a
learn.
risk.
You have to take a learn. Or you have to take a risk. You have to learn, and you have to fall on your face.
Well, that's like when we were talking earlier about, when you're putting out content, you're bleeding your own blood. You're putting out your own stuff that you live and die by it. So when somebody criticizes it, if it's something you actually spent time on, it's very painful. But from those painful moments, you learn to not feel that pain again. You learn ways around it. It's just from the same thing with if you're afraid to public speak and you do it once and you're back at your house like, oh my God, I did so terrible. The next time you do it, you're gonna be a little bit better because some of that fear has already been addressed.
Question,
and each
though.
time it'll diminish.
So that's a great example. I know somebody who did public speaking, and the first time they were dreading it, and it went terrible. We're talking, they started to cry, their lip was quivering. So the next time they did it, they were dreading it even more, and they said the second time it went even worse. So, with
But
that
there's
said,
something to be said about falling on your face because it really does turn things around.
even 2 times in a row, even 5 times in a row.
90 times in a row.
I agree with you.
You live a
Denny's.
long time.
I agree. Don't get so caught up in the numbers.
Numbers don't mean anything. It's
You
just
could fail
real-
9 times. You could have 9 embarrassing moments where you spit phlegm on your eye, you fart, you stutter. It's terrible. That 10th time, it may come together.
Absolutely. And each one you just learn one valuable thing from.
Yeah.
I think there's renovation going on next door.
Oh, there is. That's what happens when you live in a townhouse and not a real studio. We're doing our best, y'all. Beckett, something you've not done because of fear?
Surfing for sure.
Sir.
I mean, other than that, I think I think, I have plenty of bad qualities, but I think one of my good qualities is I try to do things out of my comfort zone as much as possible. Like if you look at the self-deprecating things I've done in my life, like I definitely step out and put myself in a vulnerable position to get ripped on.
It's good. I think putting yourself in vulnerable positions does teach you a lot. The more
Yeah.
comfortable you are, you're not learning anything. You're comfortable. You're uncomfortable when you're learning.
Yep.
So you might as well constantly learn.
So your spider
Get used to being uncomfortable.
your spider fear, I think we should
jeez.
make you uncomfortable. I think we should put you in a coffin full of spiders.
See, I don't know if that helps because I'm around spiders a lot.
Who would watch that though? I think
definitely watch
that
that.
would be a good video.
Ugh.
Denny's in a coffin full of spiders, me on top of a building.
Well, I mean, you're on top of a building every day. You'd have to be
No.
in a glass chamber.
I'm talking
suspended.
on top of a building overlooking it.
No, I mean, I've seen you go on those.
Fuck that! On top of a building. I've never been on top of a building. in my
You
life.
hate it.
We could put him on that plexiglass in the
That's what I'm saying. It
the
has to be
Sears
a
Tower
clear
in Chicago.
floor.
We make Vicky get up on stage at the next Cocktails and Karaoke, and
And
she
beatbox?
just beatbox and freestyles about being a psychic, a badass psychic, but a psychic nonetheless.
I'd take that before the snakes. I was worried you're going to put me in a pit of
that's
snakes.
right. I forgot. Yeah, we can do snakes too. Yeah, snake it off. Snake it off. And Beckett, we will make you mess up your hair,
Swim in dark water.
and we'll make you swim in dark water. Now, I want to make you sweat a little bit more. Let me think more about that. Well, guys, thank you for listening to the Weird Whatever podcast. Does anybody have anything to add? Any plugging?
No, if you want to stop at the Southern 441 Nissan.
Oh yeah, Denny's will be at the
12 to
today's
2.
August 10th. Yeah, 12 to 2.
Watch out for that giant asteroid.
We are also doing a snack pack reunion. That's the rap group me and Denny's does with Twigs and Klepto. We have a new song we're going to end the podcast with. We are trying to raise money for our boy Bigfoot. We do have people asking for updates constantly about my buddy Bigfoot, the guy I gave my kidney to. Quick update. The kidney I gave him started to fail. He had to get a new kidney, and he was in the hospital for a long time after that second kidney. So for a way for us to raise money, we're going to be doing a VMK snack pack, several shows, and we're have done some new material. Denny's, hit the people with a little weirdness. We love you all, and
Bigfoot is real.
never mind. Never mind. Go on our YouTube page and see it. We love you all. Bigfoot is real.
There you go.
Sasquatch Recordings.
I'll get you anything you want, anything you need. I'll get you Taco Bell, Burger King, and Mickey D. My cheese fries will make you open your thighs. I'll feed you pizza pie until the day you die. And I'm gonna make you chocolate chip cookies. They'll taste so good. good, they make you howl like a Wookiee. Hey, boo! I'm gonna get you to slobber on them cheddar biscuits, they make it Red Lobster.
He's got so many snacks you'll think it's heaven.
My bedroom is just like a 7-Eleven.
He don't have herpes,
But I got Slurpees, I got Hot Pockets, and I got beef jerky. I'm a snack fiend, and I need a snack queen, and that will help me clean out the vending machine.
he's the snack king, so y'all better get ready.
I'm gonna eat you up like your little Debbie.
He's a snack king, baby. He's got stacks of snacks that'll drive y'all crazy. He's a snack king, ladies. So play with his biscuits and slurp up his gravy. Bow down to the snack king, bow. You know I'm gonna eat that. Snack packs back and we love snacks. We eat snacks like a crackhead. Smoke the snack king. Girls, he's gonna make your knees weak.
Cause beneath the sheets, I am a snack freak. It's booty call time, so let's hang and bang. Cause I got corn fritters out the gang gang.
1, 2, 3 into the 4.
I'm the hungry motherfucker, send the pizza to your door.
Damn girl, you're looking all flush.
Cause I know you lust for my pizza crust. I'm that dude who's gonna get you in the mood by feeding that fine ass but chicken and seafood.
Chips, dips, I need a snack chick that'll put my mozzarella stick in between her lips.
I'm the snack king and I'm gonna bring you to your knees cause I know how to please with the grilled cheese.
Girl, if I get you some Pizza Hut,
Will you be my freaky pizza slut?
Okay.
he's a snack king, baby.